Hello, and thank you so much for dropping by this video. A very warm welcome to anyone who's new to this channel, and a warm welcome back to some of our return viewers. So this channel is about the work and life and teaching of a man named Bruno Gröning, who was the most Christ-like being I've ever heard of. And I don't use the word Christ-like very lightly, because I have the utmost respect for Christ and hold him to the highest standard in terms of humans beings that I have respect for. Christ is at the very top. He's kind of my standard of, I don't want to say perfection, but the highest of high. That's my view. And so for me to say, oh, someone's very Christ-like, it's not a casual thing. And yet Bruno Gröning was very Christ-like. Healing energy literally radiated from him. People could occasionally see it, could often feel it. Oh no, there's a little background noise. Please let me know if it's... Please let me know how loud it is. How loud is the background noise? It's the one thing about live TV. All right, I'm going to move rooms, so if you please just bear with me one moment. Talk about life happening. Here we are. And throughout all this, I'm striving to stay connected to God, striving to stay present as I'm talking on my computer, pulling a chair. Okay. Get a quick little tour of my house. Princess Kitty Cat is here to help out. All right, thanks for bearing with me. So yes. Energy literally radiated from his body. Healings happened. Blind people regained their vision. Deaf people were able to hear. And that's what I mean, partially what I mean by Christ-like. But really the other piece is he was almost completely selfless. And that's kind of the mark of how we as human beings evaluate saints or great beings is through their lack of focus on themselves and focus on how can they help others. Their lives are just, a real saint, their life is just dedicated to giving and serving. And this was the case with Bruno Gröning. Now, as human beings, there's a certain level of, maintenance that's required for these bodies, right? We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to have a place to sleep. And it seems to me in my own life that over time, those very basic things, I made them very complicated. Well, then I need a nice place to stay. Then I need a really nice place to stay. And then I need fancy food. And I need, yes, we all need clothes, but I need this kind of clothes. And I need to travel here. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with enjoying life. But for myself, what I noticed is that over time, and as a child, of course, I didn't really want or need I mean, I was provided for. I'm very grateful for that, but my needs were really simple. I just kind of wanted to have fun. Oh no, the background noise is. Um, Please tell me if it's loud for me, but it may not be loud for you. So please do tell me if it is loud. Um, but yet, as children, we were quite simple. Of course, we all had our adorable personalities, but our needs were simple. Partially, we were provided for, but even so, we weren't necessarily concerned with fancy clothes, or we were kind of in the moment. And I would say we were connected to something. We were connected to a reality, to a truth about life that that right here, right now, in the present moment, that's where it's at, and that um, just having a simpler set of values. And in another way, we weren't so fixated on ourselves. So again, it's absolutely necessary to take good care of ourselves. And Bruno Gröning pointed out that in the process of spiritual development, first, it is necessary he said, to kind of become an egoist and focus on yourself so that you can free yourself from everything not good so that you can be of service. So all of this is so important because my understanding of the essence of the spiritual path. Thank you, Mariana. Oh, good, good, good. The essence of the spiritual path is to be connected to God. And Bruno Gröning himself said it, and different saints and sages throughout the ages in different ways have said the same thing, to be connected in communion, united with God. That's like the most important thing. However, what blocks us from being connected to God? There's kind of two ways to look at it, and I don't know that they're totally different. Bruno Gröning talked about evil, and that evil turns us away from God. And what I'm about to say might just be the same thing as evil, just expressed a different way, and that is selfishness. When I am absorbed in my thoughts, my problems, my life, so forth and so on, when my attention is too much focused on myself, I lose connection to the divine, much less to the world around me and the people around me. So I'm not advocating neglecting yourself by any means. That was a phase I went through on the spiritual path. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be selfless. I don't believe it works like that. But what I am advocating is reflecting on ways in which what I do, and I offer the suggestion to others, take it or leave it, is I reflect on ways in which I'm focusing on myself, which actually block me from God, which actually block me from enjoying life. So, let's spend a little time taking in this divine energy that Bruno Gröning said is always available. Closing your eyes, opening your palms, having the intention to receive. If it feels right, asking to receive. And observing the body. So here's a quote of Bruno Green's. This is most important for you to do, and I beseech you to separate yourself from evil, because it is high time that you take up your connection to God and maintain it. Only God will send you all the good, and then you will really experience healing. So this particular topic is one that I am so passionate about, and it's a little hard for me to talk about it because it's something that something that I know is true, but I haven't mastered yet. And that is the need to stay connected to God always. Bruno Gröning didn't just teach people to do Einstellen. He didn't, do Einstellen twice a day and then go about your life. Yes, it's important to sit and tune in and shut out everything else and absorb and fill up every day. I believe I'm still trying to find written record of him saying twice a day. Definitely in the morning, I've read him say. But what about in between when we're tuning in? Well, Bruno Gröning said, observe your body more and more every day, every hour, every minute, every second. And here, what he said is, it is high time that you take up your connection to God and maintain it. So, my understanding is that we're designed to be connected to God every minute. And personally, having tasted the divine presence, the divine love, it's different moments, it's different. Some moments it's more like peace. Some moments it's more like love, wholeness. The flavor of it can change. But having tasted that, personally, I want that every moment of every day. I haven't quite mastered it yet. And that's why it feels a little, it's interesting to present a spiritual teaching that I haven't mastered. So what I say to this is that our job is to both seek it but also want it. Bruno Gröning described desiring this divine connection with the same level of intensity of sexual desire. He once said to Freddie Hosp, who some of you know, he wrote an amazing book about Bruno. To Freddie's mother, he said, "Mrs. Hosp, you must more consciously take up the divine connection. You must yearn for it with the same way that a husband or wife yearns for their spouse." I'm paraphrasing here, but this is almost the exact quote. You know how it is. The two stand in front of each other and then begin to feel that strong feeling. And went on to say that level of desire is the level of desire we need to have for God. And in some moments, I have that. And it's wonderful. The divine connection it's everything. And that's actually what Bruno Gröning said, to be connected to God, that is everything. Because in those moments, I feel whole. And wholeness is like the most priceless thing in the world, because as a human being, what I do and what we do is we spend all our time trying to get things so we can feel whole. When actually we are whole, we're just not aware of it, or maybe said more accurately, when we're in connection to God. That's when we're whole. So let's seek that connection a little more. Let's have the intention to take in this energy, and the intention then to stay connected, to enjoy this connection here and now, and then to stay connected. As you become aware of any thoughts that are taking you out of the moment, handing them over. Handing them over to God or to Bruno. Oh, Mariana, so glad that it's landing. You know, what's coming to mind is the famous rock song by the Rolling Stones, and the lyrics, the chorus is, "You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need." And so it's not my intention to tell people not to want things or that it's bad to want things. However, what do we really need? It's a deep inquiry that I've been on for many years, and Bruno Gröning really took it up a notch, because he said, God possesses everything that human beings need. Human beings have forgotten that. It's a very bold statement. And what I've realized is it's not something to figure out. Like, sure, we can contemplate it and reflect on that. Like, what does he mean? God has everything we need. But it's something to experience. And part of what that means to me now is that in the divine connection, and again, not just when I'm sitting, eyes closed, tuning in, but as I go throughout my day, seeking and on my good days, experiencing the divine connection, that's our real primary need. That's the thing that we need more than anything else. And of course, we've been taught wrongly that, we need this and that. And so much of what Bruno taught is about unlearning. So, I'd like to briefly share a story of a healing. This is a healing that a friend of mine experienced. This is someone I know personally. I've shared it before, and it's coming again today for some reason. So, or maybe I haven't shared it before on this channel. But a friend of mine had a hernia, and I didn't know what that is, but apparently a hernia is a tear in the muscle of your intestine, in the lining of the intestine, and the muscle or skin pokes through, and it's very painful. Not curable. Absolutely not curable. And he wore a special belt, which would help reduce the pain somewhat. And he practiced these teachings. He tuned in regularly. He kept giving it away. It didn't have the healing didn't happen quickly. So it was a little bit of a test of faith and a little bit of practice and need for perseverance. But he kept giving it away, and he kept tuning in and kept reflecting on, Bruno has helped with much bigger problems than this. And eventually, it actually healed. He has no pain anymore. And one of the reasons why this healing is so special to me is this is someone I know personally. This is someone I've known personally for years, but also because it's a medically impossible cure. There are some illnesses that medicine says, it was a spontaneous remission. That's not in the case of a hernia. So the thing is while it's important to surrender, the timing of a healing is in God's hands. To surrender in that sense, it's also absolutely essential to keep on working towards healing. It will come, and it not necessarily in this lifetime, but healing will come. Bruno Gröning said, the good will prevail. Wow, I feel so happy having shared that healing. Wow. So friends, I need to wrap up here today. Hey, Michael, thanks for saying hello. Thanks for your comments, Mariana. Hey, Germana. Hey, Nicola. Thanks for saying hi, Jisoo. I wish everyone a beautiful, beautiful day. And I wish everyone a day of striving for the divine connection. We need to work at it, but we don't need to Bruno Gröning said God is everywhere and in everything. He said we need to want it and engage our will. So let's reflect on what that means and practice it so that we can have this wonderful feeling, this feeling of fullness, And then we can live and act from that place. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care and look forward to seeing and feeling you soon. Much love.